immemorial. And this site has now become a place for hosting World Nomad Games. The modern world is developing constantly. Intensive development of technology, economic, political, and cultural processes influence humans. And perhaps with these changes, it is important to preserve the ability to self-identification and at the same time develop cultural communications. This festival, dedicated to nomadic culture, is necessary for strengthening peace and unity of nations. Thus, representatives of over 80 states gathered in Kyrgyz land. These are people who understand the value of culture, which since ancient times has connected the person and his surrounding nature. This is a nomadic civilization culture. At first, I decided to know better the customs and traditions of the Kyrgyz people. Here, each region of Kyrgyzstan built its own small horde. Behind the beautiful gates, there are snow-white yurts, and Kyrgyz people presented a cultural heritage that has been preserved in one or another region. Among the magnificent towns, just in the days of the Great Silk Road, there was a noisy and colorful Eastern Bazaar. Watch this tool, a small ocarina, makes such beautiful sounds. This is a Kyrgyz chopochor. As you noticed, here are not just ordinary sellers, they're all artisans and craftsmen. Otherwise, it is unlikely that an ordinary merchant could so play a musical instrument. Another colorful merchant who caught my attention is like a real shaman. It is impossible to pass by his shop. His goods are not simple things. Just look, there are different amulets and objects with different numbers, symbols, and it seems secret signs. Yes, tourists love such things. Still, many here like the traditional headdress of Kyrgyz men. Here is a white cap. It is made of natural felt. It is not cold in winter and not hot in summer. So for a nomad, such a hat is the thing. Bazaar is famous for its diversity. There are also souvenirs and real felt and woolen carpets. I want to notice that you can buy all these things and also take a masterclass from artisans. One of the aims of this festival is to promote the applied art of nomadic peoples. And therefore, I decided to participate in several masterclasses. Hello. Welcome. How are you doing? Fine. I saw that you're engaged in a craft that has long been interesting for me, straw matting weaving. This is one of the most ancient occupations of nomads. I would like to learn the history of the craft.
Ой, рахмет.
I will teach with pleasure. Well, thank you. Tell me, do you collect straws? This plant grows near our village. We do not grow it specifically. This is a wild plant. Yes, it grows in nature. We collect straws in the fall and September. After that, we clean it. From straws, we weave a mat. The Kyrgyz usually tie a yurt with it. We the Kazakhs also have a yurt. And where else do you use the mat? Panna from chi is a practical material. At a funeral, for example, they cover the body of the deceased with that. Still used as window blind, shuttered windows. I know that we use it for drying various products. Yes. Show me how to weave straws. Is it hard? We need wool. Washed, clean and whipped. Is it sheep wool? Yes, this is black sheep's wool, so it should be twisted. That was, we would do, so not to be confused. In the past, straw was widely used by the peoples of Central Asia. It played a big role in the life of nomads. A panel was made from it to decorate the walls of the yurt, with which the nomads kept heat in the dwelling. The panel of chi can serve as a cover-up inside the yurt and a door. Grandmothers roll the felt in special mats. They lay a panel under the carpets, that it would protect it from moisture. Well, I can put the thread on straws. Now I want to learn how to weave. Will you teach me? Come closer. I will teach. Do it like this. Take a straw, level off here, and weave threads that are on stones. One here, another there. Yes. First, you take from this side, then from this side. Then we let go one by one. No, after two. There is no stone on this side, from here to there. Then take this one and stretch it here. Take that stone first. Yes. You take it like this with your right hand. You take the stone here, and you throw the stone in your left hand. Got it? It seems pretty easy, but how you get the pictures? First, we draw on paper. We have the emblem of World Nomad Games. We will do the same. Unfortunately, even this is an eco-friendly durable item. It is used not so often. Of course, after all, it is necessary to collect straws and clean them and then weave. It requires diligence. And we modern people admit that we are lazy. And I am glad that I could learn a little of this ancient craft. We go further to study applied art. Next to me are grandmothers who came from Alay district. Hello. Hello. What are you doing here? Do you weave a lasso? Yes. This is a Kyrgyz lasso made of grunting cow wool. So did our ancestors. Yes. Will you teach me? Come on, you take a piece of wool and weave like this. Then you connect. But how? We are weaving and connect at the same time. Does it attach itself? Yes, yes. Well, let's try. Like this? Yes.
Былай айландырам ба?
Yes.
I see. Curse their hands. Yes. You wait. Add it. Ah, it turns over.
Болды, бұны нету керек жоқ, өзі айланып кетеді ары қарай.
Yes, you see, here you get your hands wet. And do you need to wet your hands? How fast do you get?
Қазір әже.
Come on, hurry. I cannot do it. It seemed to me that the work is easy, but I was wrong. Need practice and skill. A lasso is usually made of wool, mixed, for example, with horsehair. They use this rope to catch animals to tie them. They tied up yurts with things during moving. Even with the help of lasso, the foundations of the yurt were tightened. The rope is also a symbol of evil in a system of various beliefs, as well as the image of a snake, a representative of the world or the earthly spirit of the dead. I know you're not just sitting here, you're competing. No, we're still preparing. Yes, for competitions. Yes, it will start in 10 minutes. What are the conditions? Who will make the rope faster? Yes, who will make it faster? Who will make longer one? Then he will win. In general, the length is important. Yes, and the quality, of course, too. What I messed up here, I can't. Yes, I tried so much, but it didn't work out. And it is the time of competition for my grannies. I wish them good luck and go on. I want to learn the basics of another ancient craft. Here, grandmothers weave a carpet. Please tell us how everything is going on here. You're right. This is an old occupation that our mothers taught us. You can say one of the first crafts. We make carpets from sheep wool. We wash ourselves, then we dry, we clean, we beat and weave the yarn. And on such a machine, we make various carpets and rugs. Indeed, nomadic women used to weaving carpets. Different nations, different regions, carpets differ in color and ornaments.
Uyat менен намыс болсо
The most ancient carpet in the world is the Pazaric carpet, found during excavations in the Altai Mountains. It is believed that in the territory of Eurasia, people began to weave around the Saka era. On their carpets, the Saka portrayed the story of their life and decorated it with ornament.
Ал килемдер бизге аябай жакшы энергия берет. Кышында жип.
Carpet is a source of good energy. It also protects from the cold in winter and the heat in summer. Handmade carpet has a good energy and therefore cleans the person. Carpet is a fairly lasting item. It can be used for several years. And if you take care of it properly, then it can be used for over 100 years. So what are the levels of the process? Someone brought you wool. You wash and dry it, right? Yes. First we take wool to pieces. Separate white wool from black one. After that, it is necessary to wash our raw materials. Then comb the wool with such a brush. You see how soft the wool becomes. From it, it will be convenient to spin the yarn. All this takes time. It will take a month to make a yarn, and it would take 15 days to whip and fluff the wool. Next, women weave for a month the carpet with a size of 2 to 4. I took a comb and decided to fluff the wool. It turns out you need to slowly comb. I already tried to work with the spindle. I can handle it. The most important thing is not to miss the calculations already being behind the machine. I sort of understand the rules of work, but still, I never learned how to weave. But the main thing I learned about such kind of occupation, I am grateful to these grandmothers. Not far from the yurt of the weavers, I saw the process of milling with the help of millstones. As I came closer, I learned that the national drink of Kyrgyz people is being prepared here, shoro. Well, I took the stamp mill from grandfather and decided to help. With this huge pestle, we grind the coarse. This is such an ancient nomadic food processor. They make it from kargach, palm tree, mulberry, or oak. After, the grits should also be milled on stone millstones. Here I helped grandmother. I managed to cope with millstones easily. I poured the cereal and twist it in a clockwise direction. Flour will be poured itself. We drop the grits into a boiling cauldron. It will brew for 45 minutes. After our drink, shoro will be ready. So let's try. Let me pour it to you. Take it, son. How delicious and tasty. Indeed, it is a wonderful drink. You can drink and quench thirst, gaining strength, I walked along the Ethna town, and here I noticed the hut which stood out from the general ensemble of white yurts. This tipi is the home of the ancient Indians.
So the teepee was used by Native Americans in what is called the Great Plains part of America. It is in the middle. I am from that area, and like people here, Native Americans there were nomadic, but that region is different geographically. The Great Plains are very flat, and the grass will grow up to like here, so come up to here on you. They used the teepee and they used them to follow herds of bison. Bison are very, very big animals, like this tall, and they hunted them. So they didn't raise cattle or horses or animals. They just hunted. For a long time, they also did not have horses. So the way teepees work, they have very long poles and a light leather skin, so you can carry on your back, or few people can carry because they did not have animals to carry. And the way the teepee works as well is like the yurt, it has a hole at the top, so you have a fire inside and smoke comes out.
American teepee is our hut. We too had such mobile dwellings. The soldiers took with them, and if the overseas nomads used bones and bison wool, then the Kyrgyz built such log houses from yak wool. Surprisingly, without telephones, trains, and any other means of communication, without sharing information, people on the planet still created similar things and lived in similar cultures. It is also interesting that the domestication of horses was presented in our culture, and only after it entered into Europe and somewhere overseas, the Europeans introduced the horse to the red-skinned tribes.
After the Spanish and other Europeans came to America, they brought horses with them, but when they went back on their ships, they could not bring the horses back. So they left a lot of horses and they became wild in America. So now there are many, well not many, but there are some wild herds, and that's how Native Americans first started to use the horse. And that was a very big change for Native Americans, especially in the Great Plains, but also everywhere, was the introduction of the horse.
And here I understood that the great nomad civilization is the cradle of world culture. The holiday continues, people are arriving. Half of the guests are in the sports fields, where the fastest and the lightest followers of the nomadic culture competed for 8 days. I understand that tremendous effort is needed to organize such a grand festival. And for this, you need unity. After all, unity is power.